Hi, I'm Win, cycling instructor. We're working on the Truck 950 today. When you want to remove stickers from the bike, just use a blow dryer, heat it up, and then you can easily peel it off. This tape matches the frame on my bike. And so if you're lucky, you can find an electrical tape that matches your frame also, and you'll see how this works out. So here's my seat stay, and you can see that they're scratched up, and it gets worse when it goes farther up towards the seat post. So here's a big scratch near the seat post. Older bikes are going to get scratched up, and so I want to show you how I use the electrical tape to take care of this. And that's what it looks like when you put some tape on it. It's gone. So let me walk through it step by step. So a good place to start is at the rack mounting point. It's a braze-on, and so it's difficult to get the tape around that. So that's a good place to start, and I'll run that tape all the way down to the bottom dropout, and then I'll cut it square and smooth it out to remove any bubbles and wrinkles. And so if you take your time, you can get this done pretty quick. And if you stretch out a fair amount of tape, it's very easy to get a nice long straight attachment. This electrical tape is not opaque, it's translucent, so you can still see light through it. So I think this is one of the factors that makes the tape blend in so well with the paint. The top tube is in pretty bad shape, and so I'll put down a layer of tape where the rear brake cable goes, and from there I'll put down another strip to cover up the word single track that's in poor shape. And so you want to put the second piece of tape down like you're putting up wallpaper, so it's edge to edge. Alright, so here I go putting down the second layer, and I'll start much farther towards the head tube, as far as I can go, and let it run the whole distance if I can. Okay, and just take your time, and so you can smooth it out, not have any wrinkles or bubbles. And you can see it's like sometimes getting it started, it might take several tries to get it right, but you want to have that seam just right. Okay, and I'll repeat putting down the tape on the left side of the bike, and it's the same as before. So I'm working between the brake cable bosses, and the reason why is because it's not directly right over the center of the tube. It's off to the left hand side, so I've got to work within that. And so once that's done, then I'll need to put in a small piece towards the front of that, just to cover the gap that's going to be exposed. Alright, so you can see that there's still some of the wording is visible below the tape, and it's all need to run another length of tape along that. And remember, when you put the tape down, it's edge to edge. There's no overlap because you don't want to see a bump going along the tube. So I'm pretty happy that I came across this method of using electrical tape to cover up scratches because it works pretty well. I've even resorted to using the blue masking tape for bikes where it's different, where it's a lighter blue, and when the tape wears out, you just peel it off using a blow dryer to heat it up, and you just put down another layer, and you're good to go again. So let's try a more difficult part. This is running the tape along a curve, and the front fork is the place to do it. There's some rust on it, and so I'll just put down a couple of layers, and I won't even try that hard to get it right. And certainly, if you have time, you can do all sorts of things. You can use a grinder to grind away the rust. You can sand the surface so it's nice and smooth. But I'm not going to do any of that. This is just after I washed it, and I'm just going to put the tape down. So to work the tape around some of the hard parts, you can use a toothpick or a small screwdriver, and I'll just use the back of the scissors to force it in there. So as I'm doing this, once you have your panniers on the bike and you're out touring, you're really not going to see a lot of these scratches on the chainstay or the seat stay or on the fork because your panniers will be covering that. But you're not always going to be touring with this bike. You might be using it for everyday use, and so having these scratches taken care of, is comes in handy. So this pretty much concludes the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and maybe it's given you some ideas of how you can cover up some of those nasty scratches. And of course, it helps if you have tape that matches the frame of your bike. So don't forget, if you like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. I've got to get this bike done.